The NBA season ended on June 8th when Golden State completed a 4-0 sweep of Cleveland with a 23-point win. In the next 129 days, we've seen some headline moves. The Warriors adding DeMarcus Cousins. Melo joins the Rockets. Kawhi Leonard traded to Toronto with DeMar DeRozan moving to San Antonio. Jimmy Butler doing whatever it is Jimmy Butler's been doing in Minnesota. And the biggest of all, in oversized, bold type, LeBron James leaving the land for La La Land. We get things started tonight with the off-season rewind sponsored by Wells Fargo. So let's start with the Lakers and start with LeBron and Rondo and JaVale McGee and Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley all being added to that Laker mix. And this is a team, Shaq, that has not made the playoffs for 5 years running. It's the biggest drought the franchise has ever had. Does it end this year, and what do you see LeBron bringing to L.A.?
I watched him play the other day. I was sitting next to Magic Johnson in Vegas, and they had a couple of spurts.
Hold on a second. Let me pick this name up you just dropped.
And they had a couple of spurts where they looked very, very good. So I think if they could, memorize that, what they were doing, and, make that their balanced attack, I think they could, go pretty far. I still see them being fourth, maybe fifth seed.
Wait, when you say go far, how far?
Fourth, fifth seed, maybe second round of the playoffs. Maybe second round of the playoffs, but not Western Conference Finals and definitely not the finals.
Well, there were people saying they might not make the playoffs at one time.
Yeah.
When it first happened. But I looked at it this way. I was like, Portland Trailblazers, the best player is Damian Lillard. Great player. All-star, without question. Is LeBron James a better player than him? Yeah, I would say that. Is his supporting cast after that about the same? Yeah, kind of. All right. We move down the list. Donovan Mitchell. Great player, young player. Is he better than LeBron James? No. Okay, his supporting cast, well, about the same. So now he's in the 3, 4, 5 conversation without question, to me, just because of the others. But if you look at Houston and you look at Golden State, you go, well, they're cream of the crop in terms of talent in every position. And so that separates those two. The only thing that Houston would have to worry about is injury, because you do have Chris Paul, you do have Carmelo Anthony, and you have James Harden that are playing lots of minutes that could possibly be injured.
We're getting the first sweaty brow, raised eyebrow look of the season.
Well, because not normally I want to tell you you're wrong, but you're just wrong.
Okay. Tell me why. Why don't you think that LeBron James, his cast, and him being better than their best players aren't about equal?
Well, first of all, those teams you mentioned not in the mix.
They were in the 3rd seed last year in Portland.
Listen, there's going to be some changes out west.
Okay.
Number 1 is the Warriors.
Right.
Number 2 is the Rockets.
I agree.
Number 3 is the Denver Nuggets.
So their best player is who? That's my point.
Jokic.
That's my point.
But no.
Is he better than LeBron James?
No. But, okay, well, let me ask you a question, though. Which Laker team?
What do you mean, which Laker?
Because I don't know if the Lakers going to go with the young guys, all those geezers they brought in. That, to me, what's going to be interesting about the Lakers. Are they going with Kuzma, Ball, those guys, Hart? Are they going with Stevenson and Rondo and those guys? I have no idea what the Lakers are doing.
Give me number of wins, because, see, we say so many things here and then we never remember what they said.
Well,
I've got the Post-its.
Well, get it
keep these.
Shaq, they put it in here.
47.
47 wins, says Shaq. Jet.
45, and they will be 5 or 6 seed at best.
45 for Chuck, and Jet, you have
49 wins.
49 wins.
Way to go on the limb, guys.
49 wins get you the 3rd seed last year.
They won't get the 3rd seed this year. Lakers are not the third seed.
Go ahead and say it, Ernie. Go ahead and say 50.
He don't have the gall to say that.
50. 50.
There it is.
50 wins for the Lakers.
I think it's closer to 50. I would agree.
Lakers.
Whichever team shows up.
Ernie,
and traded.
It's not. That's a very serious question.
I know.
From a basketball standpoint, are they going to try to see which one of these young guys going to go forward with LeBron? Or are they going to play JaVale and those older guys? That, to me, is going to be Luke Walton's biggest thing. Because you need to know if Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, Hart, and Ball, are you going to have those guys going forward? We know what Rondo is. We know what JaVale McGee is. We knew what Lance Stevenson is. That's like, I don't know what the Lakers are doing, to be honest with you.
Okay, any doubt in anybody's mind here? Because Houston, had the best record in the Western Conference last year. Does it play out again this year, or does Golden State reclaim best record in the West?
I think Kenny brings up a very interesting point. If you're going to be managing minutes, don't worry about the best record in the West. Just worry about getting home court advantage the first 4 spots. Because we all know best record in the West doesn't mean anything unless you win the championship. So as long as you got those first 4 spots, you definitely have to manage those older guys' minutes.
And I'm going to disagree with those guys because the Rockets were the only team that could beat the Warriors last year. I think, to me, I've been watching basketball for a long time. I think Trevor Reese is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. And Luke, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. I don't think you can just lose those 2 guys.
Bahamute.
Yeah, Luke, what's his name?
Bahamute.
Whatever you say, Ernie. I just don't. I think they're going to miss those 2 guys. I really do. Trevor's underrated. Luke is a terrific defender. And I don't think you can just plug Melo in and some other guys and say we're just as good.
So you like Denver as the 3rd team?
Denver will have home court in the first round of the playoffs.
Where's Utah and OKC fitting into this?
OKC is the well. First of all, there's another team we're sleeping on, the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep. They don't have a point guard right now.
They don't need one. They got 2 All-Stars. Not many teams in the West got 2 All-Stars. Listen, you give me DeMar and LaMarcus, I'm going to be a top. Listen, the West is loaded, Ernie.
Yes.
That's why I think the Locals.
When you have key injuries, sometimes.
You didn't even think about the Pelicans. What about them?
I love what Alvin and those guys have done. That's why everybody talking about the Lakers. The Lakers, Ernie, because to me, if they made a decision, are we going with the young guys or the old guys, I would think about them more. I think that's going to be a lot of balls.
I think.
So you're saying Denver going to be number 3, better than the Spurs and OKC?
Denver is the sleeper in the West.
Oh, they're going to be number 3.
Denver, OKC, and the Spurs will all have a better record than the Lakers.
I think you'll see a lot of LeBron James at the 5.
Hold it. There's another poster.
Yeah.
Post it.
Chuck says who's Denver?
Denver, OKC, and the Spurs will all have a better record than the Lakers.
Okay. Well, and I think that what Luke will do is put LeBron James at the 5. And then he will be a .5. He's done it. He did it in Miami, and he can do it in the West.
He can't do it in the West.
He can do it in the West when you're playing those top. When you play in Houston and you playing Golden State.
So
without
Cousins.
No, hold on a second. So
you could do it without Cousins.
Hold on for a second. In the West.
Right.
Okay,
we got to go to break here in a second.
Take Cousins out.
Is this going to be quick?
The second team he got to play Capella. He
play
played
Denver.
He's got to play Jokic. He got to play Anthony Davis.
He can play Jokic. He can play Capella.
No, he can't play Jokic. Too little.